once again, and we're celebrating our LGBTQ community. Kasamang guest natin ngayong araw na to, si Somboonde. He's an independent instrumentalist whose influences come from hip-hop, jazz, soul, and reggae. His art and passions derive from family, life experiences, and celebrations of being a Filipino transgender male. Makakasama natin yung kanyang lola mamaya at yung kanyang ina, pero let's welcome him on the show. Solomon, thank you so much for being here on Kababayan today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's get right to it. There's a lot of talk about Jennifer Laude, and because of it, I wanted to make sure that we are able to talk about this issue that we don't talk about in the Filipino culture.
Right.
It's still very taboo. All
Yes.
right? So let's talk about being a transgender male. Para sa lahat ng mga tao, or for a lot of people that are watching, ano bang ibig sabihin nito?
So it means that I was born biologically female at birth, and then I transitioned into becoming a male because I felt, not that I was in the wrong body, but I mean, for everybody it's a little bit different. But for me, I didn't feel I was in the wrong body. I felt like it was something that was meant to happen. You know what I mean? Like I had these feelings of wanting to be male, and so in order for me to be happy, and I just, you know, I felt like that was something that I needed to do.
Okay, so let's talk about growing up.
Okay.
Was it a struggle for you growing up as a young girl?
I always say that it's like if you went to sleep one day, you know, and woke up and your anatomy was different than what you have. You know, like if you woke up with male anatomy, and you'd be like, whoa, this is like, this
foreign
doesn't,
to me.
it doesn't fit, right?
Yeah.
And you would just, going through life, having to live like that.
At what age did you really start coming to grips with this? Because as a young child, you really don't understand this yet, right?
Right.
But at what age, as a girl, did you understand that, wait a minute, this is something I'm not supposed to have?
Right. Earlier, my earliest memories would probably be when I was about like 5 or even younger, you know, when I was able to think, you know, just think on my own. And
at 5 years old?
Yeah, and it was like I would have feelings for girls.
As early as 5? As
early as 5. And just, you know, just with the anatomy that I had, it didn't feel right. It's like, how come I didn't have male anatomy? You know, it was kind of like I don't know, just like I don't know. It was, yeah.
Okay, so there was a lot of confusion
right.
When you were growing up. Talk to us about telling your parents or being able to relate to them what you were feeling. Because obviously in the Filipino community, we're not very vocal about our feelings. How are you able to communicate, especially to your mother? Because you're half Filipino, half Thai,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay, so how were you able to explain to your Filipina mom what you were going through? Were you very vocal about this growing up?
I was not. I kind of had to conform, you know, kind of mold myself into what I thought everybody else thought I should be, or how I should present myself. And
Would you wear dresses when you were a girl?
I didn't necessarily like to, but I did to fit in. I would try to, you know, have boyfriends. I would try to just kind of fit in, you know, as best I could as a female. But
you knew you weren't being true to yourself.
I wasn't. And it can be hard, you know, for anybody that is going through that, because just, you know, wanting to wear certain clothes or wanting to do certain things, and people tell you like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that because you're a lady, you're a girl, you know, things like that. And so
and that can also be very hurtful, right?
Yeah, it can, yeah.
It takes a toll on you, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's yeah. And
because, you know, I mean, people aren't very understanding. We all know that people bully a lot.
Right.
Did you experience this growing up?
I didn't, because I was able to really fit myself in. And, you know, I was able to just fit in, and so I wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, but at the detriment of how what
right.
you were going through. So just to fit in, to please everybody else.
At the expense of my happiness, you know? And so, so that I did that from, you know, elementary through high school. And
all the way to high
yeah,
school. Wow.
And so when I did come out, a lot of my friends were like, whoa, like this is different. I didn't expect this because I fit in so well.
Right.
And
so you were able to hide for a long time what you really wanted to be all this time.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
When we return here on Kababayan Today, we're going to be talking about your transition.
Awesome.
Here on Kababayan Today, we've never done this before. So if you're watching, we're asking for your understanding, and we're asking for you to be able to put yourselves in the shoes of other people. We'll be right back here on Kababayan Today.